Okay, so we're getting this all set up to do all the drilling and reaming for the half-inch studs. So I started with the middle iron because it was the easiest one to get to. I didn't want to do the rear or the alloys yet. I knew the alloys were going to be painful. So we just pretty much fixed it to the table, sent it off the hole, drilled it to 12.9 mil, and then reamed it to 13 mil. And that's what you see here. So it's been a hell of a journey, but yeah, let's see how it turns out. Now, I managed to get this footage down. It was 9.5 hours in length, and I got it down to just under 2 hours. There's a lot of to and from and a lot of repetitive stuff, so I cut out a lot of the crap and fast forwarded a lot of it. So you only get to see really, the bigger parts of it. Yeah, that's enough. That's beautiful. Maybe a little bit too tight.
Yeah, do your talky thing.
I'm going to voice over anyway.
Do what you need to do. It's our first hole, proper hole. There's a fell. Oh, that's
Zero
nice.
tolerance.
That is nice. And
Yep.
slip fit.
Yep.
That is beautiful.
So we've got a new replacement plate set up. So we just got some of those machinist blocks underneath it to space it off the bed, and I'm just doing up the fixings for it so that it's not going to flap around in the breeze. And yeah, we're going to have to move it around a little bit because there's 16 holes to drill, and yeah, I'm not going to get them all in one go. So we'll set this up. Zero out the DRO and find the center. Beautiful. So just make sure we're back at zero for everything. Who likes to jump between minus 0.5 and plus 0.5? Zero. Everything's zeroed. So tighten everything up so I can lock it in. Oh, there's the mill head as well. Okay, ready to drill. One hole done. Fun part. Take it all out, put the reamer in, and ream it. Up the head again. Increase the speed of it. Oh, fuck, man. Cool, one done. 16, 15 more to go. So I'll go finish all these. It'll take me like 15 minutes to set it up and do one hole, so it's probably going to take me about an hour to do the other 15. So when they're done, I'll come back. So as you can see, this is a very repetitive process. Getting the hole centered, finding the center of the hole, taking it out, taking that bit out, putting the drill bit in, drilling it out, and then taking that out, and then reaming it, and then testing it, and then moving to the next hole. And this is by far the most painful thing I've done in a long time. I definitely wouldn't be doing it again because it was a pain in the ass. I mean, next time if I have to do this, I'm going to build a CNC specifically for this because it took way too long to do this. I think overall it took about a month of weekends and a couple of days during the week because it was just so repetitive and we had problem after problem. And the mill we were using wasn't perfect. It had some run out. It had, some tolerance issues. The DRO kept playing up, but we managed to get there. So as you can see, it's it worked. It's not perfect. Like I wouldn't say this is like motorsport quality, but backyard quality. It it works fine. Yeah. So just test fitting the 1/2 inch. They are pretty damn solid. So providing they all line up, everything should be awesome. Okay, so I've done a little bit of shopping. I went and bought a DJI Action 5. I was going to buy the Pocket 3 for the gimbal and stuff like that, but I thought, well, I really want it to be able to be mounted like either on my head or on my chest while I'm driving and stuff like that, or to the window of the car. I don't want to be holding the damn thing. So anyway, went with that. Now I've also had to buy new microphones because unfortunately the old ones that I was using, so the Rode ones, only has USB-C and they can't pair with Bluetooth, so it's pretty much useless now. So just gotta wait for these to charge and then switch over to that and do a new video. Alrighty, so I got some stuff from Billet Rotary today. So I got the front and rear main seals, front timing cover, timing cover gasket. I don't know why they call it a timing cover when it doesn't time anything, but whatever. So full set of oil control ring springs and oil scraper spring. So there was supposed to be 4 of these, but only 1 came. So I thought I messed up, and no, it turns out I didn't mess up, they just didn't send it. So I've emailed them to see what the go was there. Maybe they was on back order, but who knows. So we'll pretty much got everything now to do the rebuild. Just need to finish machining the housings and the irons. So that's causing some problems at the moment, trying to get it all right. But we'll be back up at the shop probably tomorrow, so Wednesday, to finish doing some of that. But at least we've got everything now. We just need to finish those irons off and the housing so we can put the engine back together. So essentially what I'm thinking with this is these are the standard RX8 bolts, tension bolts. He's cutting them down just to where this little ribbed fucking part is, and then putting either the other iron or the housing or whatever on here, which will come up to about here. I think they're about 80 mil, so about there. And then using this top section here to probe for 0, and then you take the bolt out and then you drill and ream through that part. We could probably I guess it'll be, the only problem is we need to set up the way to be able to, or actually no, because we could just cut that, or even cut it up here if we have to. Add a spacer block in here and then put the part on it and then clamp the whole thing down and put the dowels in so the dowel there and the dowel on the other side, so that stays located, and then clamp it down, measure the 0, take the bolt out. Don't even need to cut the head off at that point, I don't think. And yeah, take the bolt out and then drill and ream it. It's probably the best way, I think. So it just arrived. Yeah, the electronic edge finder. Yeah, relatively big. It's got two 6-volt batteries in there, so 12 volts. And I guess if we use it on something metal, yeah, should work. Little ball bearing on the top, it's spring loaded. I guess if you go further than that, it's just going to ground the ball bearing out, so the idea is don't go that far. So I guess the only downfall, which I guess all edge finders have that, is you're limited to a hole this big. So I've got it figured. I've got one of the original bolts that was machined down, and just put it into there, screw it up, cut the pliers onto here, and then we're using the new electronic zeroing edge finder to find off of this instead of off the hole. Yeah, and so far every hole we've done has been pretty much perfect. The only thing we also have to do is use the inclinometer on this versus the bed versus this piece, the bottom piece, and make sure it's not skewy. But yeah, the more we clamp down on this piece, the more it goes out compared to this piece, and the more it goes out compared to the bed. So we're pretty much making sure that we've clamped this piece on the bed, so front and back, and we're just resting this piece on here. And I'm going to make a bolt to go through here to just hold that down, and put one on the other side so we can apply even force. Alrighty, so this is what we're doing. We've got a cut down stud that's been machined so we know it's perfectly flat. And with the DRO up there. Alright, line her up.
Line her up, alright.
Yep, that should be good.
There.
So 0 to Z.
That'd be Y, right?
Just 0 both X and Y, but yeah. Yep. And go up. Yep. And go back down to Z0.
Your light's touchy.
Yep. Beautiful. And then half,
Yeah.
Y half. Yep. And go up.
Do the other sides.
Now I go do the X. So take Y to 0. Beautiful.
Oops.
So take Z back down to 0. Yep. And touch Y. And X.
Gets confusing.
X, Y, Z. So just go 0X. Yep.
Alright, because this is the first side.
Yep. And then go to the other side. Yep. And then halve X. Yep. Beautiful.
Now we can start drilling or milling or whatever. Yeah.
So go up. Unlock this.
Yeah, probably better just do that.
Alright. So now we can take that stud out. Make sure your X is at 0 before you do anything else. To get that everything at 0.
Good point.
I don't trust the DRO very much.
Well, yeah, because you gotta replace it. When's the DRO coming over?
No idea.
No idea.
And then yeah, put that back.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, now we lock the bed.
Give it a good locking.
To make sure the cunt's not going to move. Yep.
Well, that goes.
Yeah.
Just screw this in. Good to go.
Now bring the Z down. Not by that.
Oh, right. Gotta lock it.
Nope.
Oh,
The whole Z. So that handle at the back.
oh, right, that one. The holes. Still getting the hang of it again from yesterday.
Here's why I don't trust the DRO. The bed hasn't moved, it's been locked. But yeah, the DRO's moved.
You know why that's there?
Yeah, the DRO needs to be replaced.
So right about there's good.
Yep. And then we can lock this as well. Alright, go for it.
Should we get WD-40?
Sure. It'll lube never help. Does it hurt anyone?
Yeah, you sort of with the stove.
Yeah, she's through. It's enough. Go up. Awesome. Now unlock this. So you can take that up now. Grab a little air blower fucking thingy.
It's down there. A little bit.
Yep.
Alright, that's good.
Don't smack the bit into the fucking iron again.
I
Hold.
won't. See?
Thank you. Yeah, I can't put it on one-handed. And blow out the hole. Push it in more. Is that in?
Yeah, fucking hell.
Just push it in. There you go.
That thing was out in the way.
I'll turn the air compressor off because that shit was annoying.
Yeah.
Wrong hole.
This one?
Nope.
This one.
Yep.
Get mixed up.
That's what she said. Wrong hole.
Shut up, Dad. Fucking asshole.
How'd that feel?
Yeah, it feels smooth too.
Yeah, that tastes better. Very little play in that. And she is screwing in. So not enough that it's like you can't turn it, but enough that you have to turn it with a little bit of force.
Did you bring your tool bag?
It's in the boot of the car. I didn't take it out of the car.
We need it.
That's alright. So we've got to do that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one, and then we can go do the rear iron, and then the two housings, and then that's the doweling
Yeah, we gotta
studying
make a
done.
bolt for it.
Yeah, we need to make a bolt for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, then that's the irons done.
Yeah.
Then I can do the housings, but I can't do the housings until I made a bolt.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make a bolt to go through here and here, or here and here, or whatever. So when I put the housing on here, I can bolt it down without forcing it down with a clamp, because I tried that yesterday and yeah, it just started to go a bit skewy. So we're getting to this, do these last couple of holes so I can do the rear iron, and then we'll go do the housings. Okay, so we've had a bit of a setback. So the half-inch bolts, yeah, some of them go in, some of them don't. So this one's pretty tight, and this one is very tight. But we've tried a 13mm reamer that goes the entire way down the block, and the bolts still don't fit in, and turns out their bolts are warped or bent or whatever. So got to get a new set of bolts. Alright, so we got some stuff from Billet Rotary delivered this morning. So new scraper ring for the rotor, that one that broke when I got it out, and a set of SCR studs. So the other studs obviously didn't work out. These are definitely heavier. Yeah, they're silver, chrome moly. So hopefully these will be straight, but I'll put them on the lathe when I get up to my dad's place and make sure they are straight. But these ones actually include ARP nuts as well, not whatever was in the other kit, and another set of washers. So I got to send the other kit back to get a refund. eBay's dealing with that. Their supplier, ATP Racing, said no, we don't have a problem, everything's perfect. But you put it on a lathe and you can see how bent the fucking thing was. And they didn't want to do a refund, so I asked eBay and they're going to do it for me. So we'll chuck these in the lathe, make sure they're straight, and then we should be good to build the engine. Alright, so we're back up in the shed again, looking at these dowels, bolts, whatever. So the new ones from Billet Rotary are a different size to the old ones. So we have one of the old ones here, which are the fucking bent ones. They look exactly the same. Well, kinda. It's different. It's got more thread down the bottom here. Interesting. Anyway, the old ones 12.95. New ones 12.65. So they are pretty much half-inch. So I've already drilled a couple of holes to fit these, so we're working on an idea to fix up this. So I'm thinking about doing 16mm mini dowels. Alright, so this, doing the alloys was a pain in the ass. I think if the alloys were brand new, they probably wouldn't have been as hard, but I think because of the shape of them and the fact that they're aluminium, means that, you know, they change shape, they warp, they shrink, whatever. So a lot of the holes were not exactly in the center to where I thought they would be. Like there was a few of these holes that we had to triple check because we would use the stud to find the center, and the hole wasn't even close to lining up. It was like maybe a mil out, and we're like, no, this can't be right. So you check it and check it again, and it was still in the same spot. And yeah, that definitely caused some problems. So I'm glad I'm doing this on used housings, because if I had new housings and I went through this much effort and the slip fit wasn't a slip fit, it was it was just a bolt hole, then I'd be really annoyed spending 3K on housings. But these housings I only paid $200 for, and they're usable. They're not perfect, and I don't really mind about that because they're probably only going to last about 20,000 Ks, if that. And then I'll have to pull the engine back down and rebuild them and replace the housings at that point, which hopefully by then I'll have a CNC or just pay someone professionally to ream them out, or go a different direction. I don't even know. Yeah, it's the future. I don't know. But yeah, that block that you see that we're mounting to the top of it is a machinist block, so it is perfectly flat on all sides. So it's got no run out whatsoever. It's a very expensive piece of metal. So we use that just to jam the plates together, and jam it to the bottom plate, which is mounted. And yeah, it seemed to work really, really well. Then once they were done, we decided to, instead of taking that part off and moving the bed, moving the bed and then doing another hole, we decided just to go, right, we'll take this piece off, put another piece on, use the dowels to locate it, drill the hole, and then just keep stacking it up as far as we could to the rear housing, the front housing, and then the rear plate within the same spot. So we didn't move the bed left or right. We just moved the axis up and down, and that definitely saved a lot of time. But yeah, at the same time, those housings weren't playing ball very well. So yeah, learning experience there. But next time, CNC, definitely I will be doing it that way. We've got everything to build the CNC. I just haven't had time to actually build it. So next time. Alrighty, so we're back up at the shed again. It's Sunday now. I got a fair bit done yesterday, finally. So what we figured out, I've got this top half of the engine done. Got to do this bottom half today, but we've been having a lot of problems with the alloys. So these holes are in all different fucking random spots. The irons seem to be pretty good. They seem to be in the right places, because we've done the center iron, and we're doing the rear today as well. But yeah, we're finding the center of that hole and drilling and reaming it is perfect, but you cannot do it to the alloys. So some of these alloys, probably try and find one, but yeah, I think it was this one and this one. This one, for instance, you can see how far off it is. Like when we went to drill it, like the drill bit was so far out that we're like, is that right? So we checked it again and then checked it again, and yeah, it was right. But yeah, the center of the hole is not the center of the hole. So these obviously over time either warp or move or whatever, or they're just Mazda just being Mazda and fucking up the holes. So yeah, we're still going off of the bottom front iron, using a locator bolt, finding the center of that, and then just following it. But it seems to have worked for the top half. I think one of them we fucked up a little bit, which is this one, I believe, and it's a little bit loose. It's probably the easiest one to put in. But the rest of them, you have to tap it a little bit to get the bolt in, or the stud. So yeah, that's what we're doing today anyway. Getting the rest of this done, and then doing the rear one, so we can finally start putting this engine together. And then we just got to do the 2 rotors. So we've got to slot these for the RX7 apex heels, which I'm hoping will be a lot easier than what we've been doing with the bolts, because that's been a fucking nightmare. So I'm just going to get stuck into this now and hopefully get it done before 8 PM tonight. Alrighty. So gotta figure out what we were up to yesterday. So one thing that I did notice this morning is Rad Potential and Vladimir something or other put up a build video, which is probably a really good idea, is to block off this, drill and tap that, which pretty much prevents this part from cracking, which is what we're trying to prevent. So there's no thread in there. No, so we need to tap that and chuck a grub screw in it for that to work. And then with a rag. And then on the center, center. No, not center. Pretty much, yeah. That one there. Drill and tap that. Drill and tap that. Block that one off so the dowel can still go through. And then we feed oil directly from the pedestal into here, which feeds the bearing. Seems like a pretty smart idea, because it'll, even if these dowel studs don't work, and you know this front iron does crack, then at least if we're blocking the oil through it, it's not going to matter. So rather than pulling the engine down and then doing it when it cracks, or replacing the iron, we just do it before. So we're going to look at the rear iron as well. So this one, so we're going to have to drill and tap that as well, block that off. So grub screw goes into there and stops oil from coming through the pedestal, through the dowel, and through to here. Yeah, pretty straightforward. So we should be able to do that. Probably another M12 by 1 we're going to need to tap. Yeah, 1mm thread, so yeah, M12 by 1.5 thread. Put a grub screw in there, block that shit off. Do the same for that. I've been wanting to do this for a while anyway, even on my black one, because I'm currently getting the oil feed through the pedestal, which is pre-filter. So I've been thinking the best way to get the oil feed is from the factory line, which they blocked off on the RX8. So from here. So that's just a plug, take that fucker out. But in saying that, if we do that, we've got to take this out and put a grub screw down here, which means all this will be blocked off. So there won't be any oil, so we'll have to grab T from here, which is for the feed, and run that to the turbo, which should be high pressure. So that seems like a good idea. Yeah, it looks like what they were doing was they just removed that and run a tap straight through here down to about here. And that's where the oil passage is. It goes through the bearing, so you know, you stop to the bottom here. And then the grub screw sits in there, you just feed it through here and just tap tap tap. So need to see if we've got to tap that long as well. But we'll worry about that later. Alright. where are we up to? So I got new bolts. These things are fucking great. But that one, pretty damn tight. That one's good. Yeah, that one's good. This one we had a little bit of problem with as well. It didn't line up correctly, so we had to ream it out another 0.1 of a mil. It was very, very close. Now it goes in. Alright, so what I want to do is get these ones done. That one's already done somewhat by the looks of it. I didn't bring my damn torch. So they've got no choice here but to rotate the engine. May as well get that done.
Where are we up to?
I was locating that.
That's all done up, ready to go.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, it's working.
Yeah.
Look at that. So we're starting there and working our way around. Alright.
Pretty much.
I've got to get a motor for that. I'll get you to have a look at some figures later. Concerning torque and all that sort of shit.
See which one you need to buy.
Yeah.
Oh, gotta turn that on.
No.
Helps if that's power.
Oh, it does, doesn't it?
Wonder why the DRA wasn't reading.
There we go.
It's playing up again.
There you go. It's gone.
I need to change the battery or something in it.
Yeah, it's just losing contact. So, oh, you have to go to the other side of the.
Oh,
Come
no.
this side.
Yeah, no, we need to move this further back.
Oh, because we've got to get to
We're at
that
the
side
max
anyway.
travel. Yeah. Thought it would be enough, but it is not.
Okay.
There it is. Shift. Just when you think you're set up, ready to go. Doesn't need to move much, but it needs to move a little bit. Try again.
Can you disconnect your phone?
My phone connected to it, is it?
Still connected to it, yeah. There we go. want to hear? Some more rock and roll?
No, I don't care. Whatever. Whatever you want to put on. Alrighty, so I've got, so obviously that our iron was already done. Got all the alloys done. They're all drilled out. Now I'm just doing the back iron. So I already had a couple done from when I first started doing this, and then yeah, found some problems, so we stopped. So just picking up where we left off for that. So I've got the front iron, one alloy that's already done, the dowel going through, some parallels spacing it, and then it's clamped on the table. Now I've got the 13mm drill bit here, which he's already drilled out to 13. This one was in a different spot for some reason, so I'm re-drilling them. Then I'm going to go through and drill all of these, and then that is it for the drilling. Thank fuck. Alright, so we've finally got the dowels, studs, whatever, all machined up. Was a very painful process, and I'm probably not going to do it again. Next time I'm going to pay someone to do it, I think, because it was very painful. So, grab the bolts. So I got the bolts from Billet Rotary, and yeah, they fit pretty damn good. Some of them are a little bit loose, like I think these ones. Yeah, these ones are a little bit looser than I'd like it, but whatever. I think these are the ones that I drilled out originally to do 13mm, which was from the shitty ATP racing ones, which are 13mm, not half inch, and I already done them to fit these. And yeah, they were a nice fit, but they're fucking bent. So, anyway, we'll deal with what we've got. Some of them are still a little bit press fit. Some of them are a little bit loose, like this one for instance. Takes a little bit of encouragement to get in there. I think this one was pretty tight. Yeah, that one's pretty tight. Yeah, there. That one's perfect. That one's tight. This one we had a lot of problems with. And I'm missing one. Where is it? There it is. So some of them need a little bit of persuasion. But they all go in. So once they're screwed down, they'll be sweet. One thing I didn't notice, which I wish I kind of knew sooner. Let me just adjust the camera. So these two here are longer, or need to be longer. So once these screw into the threads, I'm not sure how much is going to be sticking out of here. So I'm hoping it's going to be enough, but according to the internet, they're all the same fucking size. And apparently the Renesis doesn't have longer bolts, but I know it does for 2 bolts. So not sure what I'm going to do here. Yeah, I'll work it out anyway. But all the rest of them are good. Yeah, obviously these ones here, I'm just going to use the standard ones because I don't have 10mm studs unless I can find something online to buy 2 10mm studs for the outsides. But yeah, it's just, there isn't anything that I can find so far. But happy with them, they all screw in, they all do up. These two were the hardest ones to do. They were painful, but I tried to get these ones as tight as possible, but then these ones was 13mm, so they're a little bit looser, but they are the easiest to get in at the same time. So, they'll do up. Alright, so we're back up at the shed again. Now, I'm going to fix a couple of problems, well, try to fix a couple of problems. So let's just, I'll just show you what we're doing. So we've got the keg all doweled up. Now we've got to make 3 new bolts for here that are, 20 mil longer roughly, and 2 studs, one for there, they're going to be 10 mil. There's no point doing those ones in 1/2 inch, just doesn't make sense. So my dad's bought 6 meters of 4140 round bar, that's in 14 mil. So we're going to set it up in the lathe, take it down to 1/2 inch or 10 mil for the 2 outside ones, or 11 mil, whatever the hell they are. And 1/2 inch for the 3 big ones, and they're 500 mil at the moment. And then we're going to tap each end, obviously once it's cut to length, and do an M10 by 1 thread on one side and a 1/2 inch UNC, I think it is, thread on the other side. Now I don't have that fucking tap with me, so we'll probably use the thread cutting tool on this if it can do Imperial, which I think it can. Just got to work out what the hell all that means. Yeah, I got no idea what any of that shit means, so I'm gonna have to look that up and work that shit out. But yeah, we'll see how we go. But first things first is I need to turn down a little bit of this and see what the machining is going to be like, and yeah, just see if I can get it to 1/2 inch so I can test fit it into here, and then cut it to length. Probably do the threads on each side and then cut it to length, because I'd rather have an extra 30 mil of thread up here and then just cut it off when we know the length. So let's get stuck into that and get something else done today. I still haven't done the rotors, they're still sitting over there. Yeah, it's just, not going anywhere. So I might be able to get these done this weekend, but yeah, the wife's away, so yeah, I'm pretty much going to be doing this for the next 3 days. Okay, so we're turning the fucking round bar, turning it down to 13 mil at the moment, very, very slowly and with some coolant. So I just had to get it adjusted because for whatever reason the axis was fucking up, and I started at 15 and I had 15 exactly on the far end, and as I went in it went down to like 14.7. So anyway, chucked the tailstock in, readjusted, whatever the fuck this is called, no idea. And yeah, now I've got 14.04 on this end and 14.03 on this end. So we're pretty fucking close. So I'm just going to turn it down now to 13, double check it, and then take another 0.15 off to take it down to 12.7. And then test fit it and see if it fits, and then we can do the rest of the bolt. So you can see it's going slowly. Long last process when I'm turning this slow. Okay. Now let's check this. 13.03 and 13.05. Beautiful. So now I just got to take it down another 0.15, maybe 0.16. What is that? 13.05. Take off 0.35. So I take 1.6. So that was be 1.10, 1.16. So that will take it from the original one that we had. So that'll add 320. I'll take 320 mil off 0.320. So that'll take it from 13 to 17. So 1305. Yeah. I'm going to get the calculator and make sure that's right. Just going to put my camera down. 0.175. Okay. Let's try again. All right, so what I've done, I've now got this turned down a bit. So this is now 12.7 and I turn this down to 10.1 and I just got the old manual tap. Stuck it on here, push the chuck up for the tailstock, got it all lined up, tapped it to M10 by 1 mil thread. So see if we can get it in there. Obviously there's nothing on the other fucking end at the moment, but there it is. So should be able to slip her into there. And all the way down would be nice. She's a snug fit. And she does up. So now we just need to cut it down for however long it needs to be. Gotta work that out. So it's pretty much, it's flush at the top here. Like these original length ones, these are all the same length. So whatever these are, I just need to add another 20 or 30 mil for this, which I guess is probably the same distance as this. So I'll measure this, see how high this is, add it onto here, or the original bolt length, and then cut a little bit longer, and then put a 1/2 inch thread onto here. The only thing that we can't do is obviously breach like that, because I don't have the tool to do that. But yeah, I think that'll work good. And then we just got to figure out how to heat treat these fucking things. But screws straight in, so that's a good sign. And it's a snug fit, so I think that'll work. Beautiful. Right, so that's one done. It is all the way in at the moment. And yeah, obviously the nut goes on top. So that was a learning experience because I had to figure out how to use threads on the lathe. The only problem is to get that in, we have to use 2 nuts and jam them together and then do one nut up to drive the bolt in, because I can't do a broach like that. So I guess I'll have a think about the best way to deal with that. Yeah, otherwise, you know, it might be better off doing just a small nut, so like half this size, so I can actually get a bit more bite on it in here. Yeah, just so it goes down a bit easier, because it needs to go down a little bit more, but I can't do much more without ripping the threads off. So yeah, we'll see. That's a tomorrow problem. Alright, so we're back making some more bolts. I finally figured out how to do a thread on the lathe. So it's an M10 by 1 thread, chamfered, and it's got a, I think of the name of it, fucking relief on it. And that screws in beautifully onto here and goes the entire way down. So we're going to repeat that process 4 times. And I've been through a couple and it's been a learning curve. So I started making this one and it worked out really, really well, and got this down to 12.7, and then realized the thread wasn't long enough and tried to retrace it and it just fucked it. So once the part's in the lathe and you're threading, don't move it. This one was the first one that I tried, and yeah, it's completely fucked. So luckily got 6 meters of this shit. This one I started doing and fucked the fucking UNF thread, so that's fucked as well. So I've never threaded before on the lathe, so kind of figuring this shit out as I go. This is one that was bought. This is one that I made, I think. I don't know, I can't even tell. No, I wouldn't have made that. That's too good. So yeah, this one I made. And yeah, that screws in nicely and goes into the block. Just gotta push it down a little bit. It is pretty damn tight. So it gets to there and gets tight, but it goes all the way down. It's got to screw it down. So it's got to repeat the process 2 more times for that. I'll probably end up remaking that one a little bit because I don't like the UNF thread on that. It's a little bit weird. And then do the 2 10mm ones for the sides, but hoping to get them done today, hopefully. But we'll see what time I've got. So what I'm going to do is got 315mm length in here and just facing it off to get it flat, and then turning this down to 10mm or 9.9, and then threading it and then doing the next one. So I'm just trying to get, so the reason I'm doing that, right, is because I went through the process of making this perfect and 12.5 or 12.7 the whole way across, and then I fucked the thread up and I was like, I just wasted an hour getting that right when the thread was fucked. So that was a wasted part. And then this one, I turned that down to 12.7 and then got this right and then fucked the thread on it. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do the threads first because this part's easy. This part and this part is a pain in the ass. So doing the threads first on both ends and turning it down to 12.7. Otherwise, yeah, going through too many parts. So my DRO to zero to DRO, hit a 0 point. So fucking there. Right, now I've got to work out how much should I take off. It should be 15.7, I'm pretty sure. A little digital fucking calipers out. Zero that. So this is, I think, 15.7 or 15.8 or something. Yeah, 15.8 or 15.87. So 15.87 minus 12.7. Where's the calculator? So 3.17 mil divided by 2 is 1.585 is what we're going to take off. That, take off 1. Oh. Keep forgetting I gotta change this fucking thing back. It's in threading mode at the moment. Go 18 mil. Yeah, we've got to go down to 10 mil, not 12.7. So I'll take another mil off, and then we'll measure it again. What? Oh, look at that. 17.995. What the? We'll measure it, see what we've got now, and work out what we need to go down. So we're at 12.036. So you got to take another 1 mil cut off. That'll take it down to 10.036, which is pretty much in the ballpark. And if watching the DRO, then we'll get to 18. Oh, see what we're looking at now. We just took 2 mil off of it. So technically it should be 10, but yeah, 9969. Perfect. We're doing an M10 thread, and it's got to be 9.9 to 10, so that's perfect. Now, get our cutting bit for threads. Make sure it's a-okay. Yeah, it's good. So 60-degree carbide threading piece. Actually, we'll move that in a little bit now, just to make sure the threads are straight. Zero that off. And I'm just going to pretty much get the tool bit touch and then zero the DRO. Too far. There it is. And then we're just going to do 0.1 cuts at a time to get to our 18 mil thread. Turn the gearbox back. Slow that down. So I'll go 200 RPM for this. And get the cutting fluid. And then the cut. We've started closer, but whatever. Let's do a light pass to begin with, make sure it's good. A little chamfer on that. Okay. Now we're going to go in 0.1, because we know it's good. And then we'll check the thread and make sure it's all okay. And because it's a metric thread, we don't have to worry about the indicator. Get out of there. Now, all I've been doing is grabbing a bolt. So, one of the good bolts, well, one of the bad bolts that have a good thread. And then just lining up the threads and making sure they line up, which they do. Obviously you can use a thread gauge, but yeah, just quickly just find a bolt. Then we go back, go to 0.2 down, so minus 0.2, and then cut again. And keep going the whole way down to 0.75. We go 0.3. Point 4. Point 5. Point 6. And 0.7. Now we'll just check it. And see if it's good or if it still needs a little bit more. Generally, if it's tight, then you need a little bit more. If it's loose, then you gotta do it again. Because I didn't chamfer the edge, this tap is really hard to get on. Fortunately, I don't have a M10 by 1 nut, so I go down a little bit more. So, go 750. And go 750 again just to chase the threads. It's still taking stuff out. Even though it shouldn't be, but it is, so do it again until it's clean. Feel better? Okay. Try that. See what we can do now. Oh, beautiful. What I generally do is just get this and go a little bit further into the relief. Oh, that's good. Now, I'm going to cut that relief flat, and what's my verniers? Got to be 18 mil. So we got the other way. Beautiful. So once we take that relief down, it'll be 18 mil. We just got to chamfer the edge. So take that down. Where's my good one? Not that one. Not that one. That one. Too many fucking pieces up here. I'll just chamfer the edge. Focus strongly. Yeah. Looks pretty good. I'm just gonna make sure it goes in, which hopefully does. Because once you take it out, you ain't putting it back in. Beautiful, but yeah, so this is why we have that relief at the bottom. There's a gap. So, need to fix that gap. And the way that I fix that is just with a hand tap. Because once you take it out of here, you can't fucking the thread back on. Can't chase it again. Unless you know exactly where the part was, which I do not. I probably should figure out how to do that, but it's one of those things. That's as far as it'll go. And down it goes. Into the coolant tray. Nice. Try again. And there we go. Yeah, still a bit of a fucking lip there. Why's that lip there? Oh, hang on, I know why. So I've done this a couple of times. Yeah. It's about a mil too long. It's got to take a little bit off of here. So grab the trusty edgy one with a nice surface finish on the front, and then re-chamfer it. So take 1 mil off. Half a mil. Okay, at 1 mil. I got rid of my chamfer. Just gonna put the chamfer back on. Cut my finger up something fierce today. These fucking threads are sharp when they're done. My finger is burning. Anyway. Beautiful. That's better. No lip. So, overall it takes about 20 minutes to do that with a little bit of messing around. So now that's 2 done. What would I need? 1, 2, right, set, 3 done. Did I do 3? When did I do the 3rd one? Yeah. Well, that was fucking beautiful. So that'll be 1, 2, 3. I need 2 more for the outside. So up, the other one's up. Technically, I could probably still use this one because this ain't gonna have a UNF thread on the end. This needs to be 10 mil the entire way down for the outside here. Is that long enough? Sure is. It's gotta find an M10 ARP nut or something for the top. Yeah, way too long. way too long. But it'll come up to here. It's about 20 mil for the thread. And then obviously you want the thread to go into the block, so when you tighten the nut down, it's actually forcing it and not bottoming out on the thread. So we can use this one and do an M10 thread, and then turn this whole thing down to 10, 11 mil, whatever the hell the inside of this is, because I'm not going to drill this. There's not enough meat in it. It doesn't really matter. But at least it's not going to be a bolt. It's going to be a stud. So where's my verniers, calipers, whatever. Let's measure this bad boy. Doing this one-handed is difficult. 10.19, 10.2. You'll take 0.2 off of that, so 0.1 off of it in the lathe, and then that will be good to be machined. So may as well do that. Okay, then I got to swap everything over and do the 1/2 inch UNF thread, which I want to practice on first because, yeah, I'm going to be fucking those things up and having fucked bolts. Yeah. And that is 0. Yes, it is. So 11.1. After you change the gearbox. Oh, that's done a terrible cut. Fucking hell. Give him the wrong bit. Ow. Son of a bitch. So fine and sharp. 9.96. Beautiful. Yeah, now we can do this one. I'll leave it where it is. Bye brush. Really need like a little fucking tool holder for up here, I think. Where'd the brush go? What? Oh, there it is. Been a long couple of days doing this. As you can tell. Look at it all. That's 4140, all of it. May as well clean it all up while I'm doing it. Alright, beautiful. Yeah, what were we doing? Swapping out the bit for the tapping thread, cutting the thread. Yeah, zero to that. Hopefully you lock the fucking thing down. Bloody hell. Here it is. Yeah. Thread cutting 1mm C3M2 C3M2. Slow that cover right down. Make sure that's engaged, and go 0.1mm. Let's go. And some spray. Not a lot, just a little bit. One thing I've learned with threading now is you don't want to go too deep too quickly because the part just deflects too much. So I just do 0.1 at a time. That cuts beautifully. Takes a little bit of time, but whatever. Rather have good threads than have to redo the part again. Let's just try the tap and see if it's tight or if it's loose. 0.05 bigger than last time. Why are you moving around also? Fucking taps. I don't have a nut unfortunately that's M10 by 1. I probably should just make one. No. No, needs to be down there. Cannot even get it started. So we go to 0.7. Lining this can up is difficult. Just gonna put a shim on it. Fuck that. Oh, well, beautiful. Oh, that's tight. It's not tight, but it's perfect. So going to 750 instead of 8 is probably a good idea. Bottom that fucker out. Beautiful. And that's a nice looking one, that one. And that's just going to be the entire way down the fucking engine right there anyway, so... Yeah, we'll see, because these I think, well, they have a shitload of thread on them. So I don't have to do that much, because it only goes in that far. So, yeah, worst case, we can always go a bit further. But I haven't even thought about making these yet, but as soon as I've got it, and I've got it set up, I may as well continue doing it. But, yeah, that UNF thread was fucked. So, yeah, completely fucked. Loose as a goose. Like even the first 3 or 4 threads, it just slides straight in there. So, anyway, lesson learned on that. So, the fact that I'm going to have M10 by 1 at the top here as well is fine. But I don't have another one made up, because that one was really fucked up. That one's really fucked. Anyway, we can use that as if it's going to be shorter. Which, actually... might actually be... because I think... this one is normal size, but this side is longer. Yes, it is. And this one is 20mm longer, so I might be able to use it and just turn it down. Where's my long ones? Wait, is that a long one? Yes, longer one. I think they're all long there. They long, yeah. Yeah, so they're longer, they're shorter, so they're 20mm longer. So, if I wanted to do that, I think it's cutting it too close. Because yes, there's enough in there for a thread, but nah. And this one got fucked up as well. But this one we can use. So I can cut that off and then just use that. Because, yeah. Oh, it's about the same, isn't it? Fucking hell. Alright, well, I'm gonna get some to eat and then come back and let's do some more. Alright, I switched the camera to ultra wide because I couldn't see everything in one go and it was being too much of a pain in the ass. But I've got a new piece in there, we're just gonna flatten that off and face it, get a 0, take it down, and move on with life. So really, doing these bolts, I should really have a tool post grinder to make sure that they're flat rather than actually turning them down. But we don't have a tool post grinder and I can't buy these bolts, so this is the only thing I can do to make them. They are 4140 chromoly and they are Rockwell 38 or 40, so it's not like they're a soft metal. They are actually treated 100% through, so they should work perfectly fine for what we're doing. But we'll see how we go after the engine's built. That'll be the test. Alright, so I decided what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do these 2 bolts and then I'm going to come back tomorrow. So, need to have a... Oh, no fucking battery in that. Goddamn calipers. So, we need to get these to 10.4, so small, preferably 10.4 or smaller to fit the whole way down there. The existing bolts are like fucking 9, so they're fucking tiny, and obviously flap around in the breeze a little bit. So we'll try 10 and see what happens. We'll do this in first. Little trick that I learnt today. Just chuck in a cutting facing one. I'll trust you. And we go right onto the chuck face. 0, 1. And come out 150.
Okay. Before you turn it on,
Yeah. 150. Yeah.
sorry.
We're good. 150.
Can I talk?
Yep.
I just ordered more cooler
Yep.
and I just ordered the broaching kit
Was it expensive?
from Makers Market in Port Macquarie, Australia, to Australia.
Yeah.
He only deals in Japanese stuff,
Yep.
but he's offered, a lot of people complained about the price, about the Japanese stuff.
Yep.
$1,200 for the Japanese one.
Jesus. Yeah.
Thought it looked fucking nice.
Yeah.
But there's a Vietnam one,
Yep.
and nothing but good reports on it. And it's $391,
Jesus.
$400
Okay.
on its way. Be here in 3 or 4 days.
Rightio.
So you can have an Allen key in the top of your bolt.
Yep. Rightio. Well, this is something that we can do later as well.
Yep. So we've got a Allen key broacher.
Broaching
up
tool.
12 mil.
So it comes with all the like the little inserts to go.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Alright.
Yeah. They're high speed steels. They're not carbide.
Yep.
That's the only thing, but everybody reckons it works.
Fair enough. Well, at least that'll be good.
I'm more excited.
I can tell. And if Tony says anything, just say I was high on endo.
Yeah, I'll say that. Yeah.
The drug made me do it.
Oh, and I'm high.
12.750. Jeez, I got that spot on.
Holy fucking hell, you did.
So
Those
tip out.
calipers have worked out really well, haven't they?
Oh, they're so much better.
What?
So much better.
Yeah.
So I got to take that 12.75 down to 10 mil anyway. So I got to take 2.75 off.
Are you practicing the UNF?
Not at the moment, no. 12.750 minus 10 divided by 2, 1.357. So right now, I'm just turning the bolt down to 10 mil to be able to put on the outside because I've done the 2 outside ones as well. So I'm doing them to get them the same size. So
You just said that you've done the 2 bolts, but you're doing the 2 bolts.
So I've done the thread on the 2 bolts for the outside, so this one and this one.
Yeah.
And I'm turning them down now so I can slip them in.
Turning them down the whole
Yeah.
length of the bolt.
Yep.
Down to what you need.
Yep.
Out. Get out. Grab it. Get out. Come on, get. Get.
They're pain in the asses, those dogs. What was I on? C3 is too slow. C2, S2, C2, S2.
And
Mm-hmm.
I know what sort of bit, and we've got them here,
For.
that we need for finishing.
Mm-hmm.
There's that one.
Oh, yeah, we've got them.
We've got them. And also those.
Definitely got them.
Yeah. So they're,
WNMGs. Yeah.
yeah. So that's what you use for finishing, for
Yep.
a clean finish.
Yep. Alright, give them a try. Try that on this end. I'll go down to 10.5 or 10.2 and then take the last 0.2 off of the WNMG bit. or 1.2.
Yeah. Looking good.
Just want to make sure that's where I want it to be. Yeah, it's not fucking amazing. So 11.59,
What are you going to come
58,
down
10. So I'm going to take another 0.75 off, but I'm going to take another 0.5 and then we'll try the WNMG insert to do the 0.2.
to? Did you hit 0 before you left?
No, I went to 6,
So now you're going to...
11, 1.1, which takes off another 0.5, which will take off another mil, which will then bring us down to 10.6, and then we'll do the finishing one for the last
You know what
0.5.
you're doing.
I don't have endo in my system. Yeah, did a terrible finish.
Yeah, Emery paper will fix that.
Let's check it. .2 or 197. It's good.
What does it have to be?
10.2.
So that's right on.
Yeah.
So you can clean it up with a bit of emery if
Yeah.
you wanted to. Because it doesn't have to be 10.2, does it?
No, it can be anything from 9.5 to 10.2.
Yeah, yeah. So
I mean, no, 10.2 because it's the larger
I'll
size.
get you some fresh emery, you can clean it up. Don't take it out yet.
Adios. See if the fucking thing fits.
Those little grooves that you can feel,
Yeah.
that's the, the chips getting
Yeah.
stuck on the end.
Yeah.
Dig it into the metal.
Correcto.
So you're going to emery this side as well.
Yeah, we're just gonna test if it fits. Make sure the sizes are right. Beautiful.
Good.
Yep. And this one's longer, I'm pretty sure. That one's tight. So I'll probably use that one for this side. I'll just clean that up because it'll probably slide in a bit easier then. I'm gonna have to buy some M10 ARP nuts for the other side because we're not going to be using 1/2 inch for that.
Don't
Yep.
know what you mean by what like they're the type of nut, are they?
So ARP nuts, they're pretty much specialized. Like ARP just does engine components, and that's them. They're highly like if you're going to do an engine build, you use ARP bolts and nuts. Like
Yeah.
that's the shit, like top level.
Top level.
Yeah, you don't get any better than that.
Right.
Like if you're building a engine for power, it's you use ARP. You don't use anything else.
And these are UNF, are they?
Yeah, there's a 1/2 inch UNF ones.
No.
Yeah. At least it's looking nice. Nice enough. That's where you need the ball roller.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, but you wouldn't. Not on that.
No?
No. You bend the bolt.
True. Yeah, it's going straight in.
It's going straight in.
Yeah. It's got a little bit of resistance, like sliding the bolt in. Like,
But it's not.
but it's sticking straight in.
What are those bolts for? What are they actually? What's their job?
Well, they're just outside tension bolts. So the same as this, except they're on the outside. But you can't really machine them to 1/2 inch. There's not enough meat on them.
Yeah, but
Extra things to hold the engine together.
okay, it's just extra tension bolt. I don't understand why, but all right. We sort of accept it.
Yeah. All I gotta do is just do an M10 by 1 thread up here, or I'll leave that until I find out what nuts I can use. But ideally, if it's M10 by 1 here, I may as well do M10 by 1, but it might be M10 by 1.5. So I'm not going to do that end until I know what nuts I'm going to buy.
Sure. And this here
Yeah.
is the UNF. So it goes in that way, doesn't it? Goes. So you're actually using the UNF down there.
That's M10-1. I
Oh,
got
is
rid of
it?
the UNF. The UNF is on this side.
Oh, and this one,
Yeah.
this end.
Yeah.
But you've gone down too low, haven't you?
Well, the thread was fucked on it, so I'm not using the UNF thread up here. Because I can't, because it won't fit into that hole.
Right, so this bolt's too long. In other words, you can cut that off and still
Yeah.
put the thread on.
See, UNF won't fit in that hole.
Yeah,
And if I ream it out, there's not going to be much meat
no,
there.
sure. But, yeah, all right. Well, I'm more concerned about if you've got enough meat left.
Oh yeah, to do an M10
Yeah,
thread
yeah,
here.
yeah.
Yeah. Because that's 10.2. That's
Yeah.
about 999 to 10. So I'm going to be using same thread here on this end. But this is going to have to get cut down about the FR anyway.
Right, and you still have enough
Yeah,
meat.
because
Right, that's
See.
what I'm on about. Ah,
way too long.
okay, way too long. Cool.
Yeah, 'cause this is designed to go into here. Oh, yeah, that one. And screw in, which would take it down to about here.
Okay. And so I'll have that thing to do these by everything goes to plan by Wednesday.
Yep. Let's go. Yeah, what's the time? Looks like about 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock exactly.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm gonna have to
You're going to go?
go. So I gotta go sort out something for dinner, and the kids will be waking up. They'll still be asleep actually, but they'll wake up and go, "What's for dinner?"
You got to be at home for that.
Alright, so we've got all the bolts done, all the doweling done, or studding done, whatever. I had to make up one there, and these 3 here. So this one's a little bit longer than I'd like it to be, but thinking I might have to just flatten that off. Just see these ones, there's about 3-4 mil between the nut and the top of the bolt. This one's a little bit more, that one's okay, this one's okay. But they're all done up at the moment, so they're all torqued up to about 24 pounds at the moment. Just jamming the engine together. And they are all good to go. So obviously these are a little bit long as well. I might even be able to cut them down, but I don't know, we'll see. I don't think it's going to interfere with anything. So my dad did have to buy a broaching tool as well, so we actually did broach these. So there's a 6mm head on these. So same as the rest of them, which is definitely a lifesaver. So there's a 4mm head in these ones and a 6mm head in these ones for Allen keys. So yeah, fits pretty damn good. And the other ones, yeah. So can't ask for much more than that. And that was actually super easy. Making the bolts was a pain in the ass though. So we're going to move on to doing or trying the rotors now. So this is all done, so I'll probably be able to pack this up and take this home eventually. But yeah, we'll see what the rotors are going to be like. Alright, so we're doing a test cut with the 2mm slitting saw, which is apparently 2mm, but it's like 2.02. So we're going to take a chunk out of this and just see what it looks like so we can get a measurement of how thick the slot's going to be. Let's put this over here.
You want to be low. And we need some sort of coolant. No. Let's go a bit of cut here as well. Put it so much over hand.
I need a rag on this fucking thing.
That's my coolant rag.
So you can hear in the saw that the arbor is not 100% true. It's sort of just swaying, like the actual arbor itself wasn't going into the collet properly, and yeah, we didn't notice that until after the cut. But it's only swaying about 0.2 of a mil, but it's enough to go, no, this isn't going to work. We need a new arbor. So we'll work that out in a second.
You can go spin a lot quicker than that.
I think it can go a lot deeper than that, because that was really easy. Like it's when the faster you go, the better it feels. When you go slow, it's like grabbing and grabbing, and you can feel it in here. It's kind of like moving the table a little bit. When you go a consistent faster speed, it's smooth. But that should be enough that we can check it.
What 1.5 is your depth of cut.
2.5.
No,
Well, I
1.5
just did
is your
1.5
depth
there.
of cut. You can't go any more because your teeth are only 1.5.
Well, because remember you got to feed into it. So as you feed in, because it's a blade, it's going to feed in and start taking off that material as it gets deeper.
Right. I knew that.
I know you did. So I was just testing. So we'll go to 5 and just see if it breaks.
You don't want to break that blade. Alright?
Not really,
No, you don't want to break it.
but it's for science. Haven't got it yet. Just about to hit. Right there. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
With the tip ring?
Yeah, sort of.
Easy.
How deep do you have to go for the actual cut on the
3 mil.
Huh?
3 mil.
Okay, so alright, so that's deep enough now, isn't it?
Yeah. Now I've got to measure that and see what the size of the slit is. See if it's going to work.
You're probably better off taking that off and
Oh yeah, doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be on there anymore.
no.
Alright, so it's been a long couple of weeks doing this. Yeah, like I said, yeah, if I do it again, I'm going to pay someone to do it or build the CNC and do it that way. Because doing it manually, it was really testing the patience, and it was just a pain in the ass. So I'm glad that it all worked out in the end. Obviously the bolts are 4140 chrome moly and Rockwell 38, so they're probably a little bit harder than the SRC ones, because I think they're Rockwell 30 or 35 or something. But obviously they are tool post ground or precision ground rather than machined, so they're a smooth finish rather than a little bit rough. Really, it's not going to make much of a difference, I don't think. I could be wrong. I'm sure there's a machinist out there going, what the hell are you doing? You shouldn't be doing that. But you know, if it holds 45 foot-pounds or whatever the torque needs to be for the bolt to hold the engine together, then yeah, I'm happy with that. So with the rotors, after seeing the cut that it did with that arbor, I don't feel comfortable doing the rotors myself. I thought about making an EDM machine out of an old 3D printer and doing it that way. But yeah, whatever. I'm going to get Andrew John, he's a builder down, an engine builder, machinist or whatever, down in Sydney. I'm going to send the rotors and the corner seals down to him to get EDM machined. It's cheap enough for me to go, it's not even worth risking it, because if I fuck up the rotor, that's $1,000 straight away down the drain. So it's not worth it. Now, as far as the dowling and studding goes, I didn't ask him for a price on that. But you know, if it's under the $1,000 mark next time, I think I'll just do that. But like I said, I've got that CNC I've got to build, and that would be awesome if I can get that built and have a decent tolerance in that and use the CNC to do this in the future. Because then I can just put the whole piece on and say, you know, run and let it do its thing. But it's only a relatively small CNC. I think it's like 2 meters by 3 meters or something. It's not a full, you know, $500,000 machine like what Rob Dam uses. I wish I had something like that, but I do not have the real estate to deal with that. So yeah, I have to offload some stuff, unfortunately, sometimes. But yeah, we'll see how we go over the next couple of weeks. I have just bought a Heltec R3 as well for the black car, so I've taken the Adaptronic out and sold that. I put it up for sale and it sold like within 2 days. So I'm back on VersaTuner at the moment and just cruising around. You know, it definitely doesn't have as much power as the Adaptronic, but yeah, I'm not too concerned, because once the Heltec goes in, that's going to be a life changer, I think, because that's quite an ECU that yeah, it's going to take quite a bit to get that done. I've got to make a loom for it. I've got to change a whole heap of sensors. I've got to do EGTs, so I'm going to measure exhaust gas temperature, back pressure, so EMAP, temperature before intercooler, temperature after intercooler, and yeah, anyway, that'll be coming in the next couple of weeks. So I'm hoping to have that started next week. So yeah, I'll probably get a video up for that after everything else is done, and by then hopefully the rotors will be done as well, and then it can all go in at the same time. But yeah, we'll see how we go. But sorry about the very long video, but I managed to get it down from almost 10 hours to 2 hours, so it's just a very long process. But hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, like and subscribe, obviously, you know, helps the channel grow. But obviously if you don't like this content, then don't do it. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you in the next one.